Alright, what's up guys? If you came here for skateboarding, this is not a skateboarding video. And I'm pretty sure I told you guys before that we plan on doing other videos other than skateboarding on our channel. One of my other favorite hobbies is the UFC. I love watching UFC. I watch pretty much every fight. Like the Ben Askren, the watermelon challenge that we did with Angel. We're going to do stuff like that. So this video is not for skateboarders. Unless you're a skateboarder that loves the UFC, then this might be for you. So if you don't care about the UFC and you're here for skateboarding, then just hit that like button and you guys can take off. Support with the like. This video is about Ben Askren. Ben Askren is one of my favorite fighters. He just came into the UFC. Today he just did his third fight. And before Ben Askren came and joined the UFC, he was a champion in ONE FC and in Bellator. And he went undefeated. So it's a really amazing record. But everyone else makes the argument that all these other fighting organizations are not as good as UFC. Which I believe. Like, they don't have as good of fighters, but it doesn't mean their fighters aren't great. So Ben Askren's always had like doubters. His first fight, he won against Robbie Lawler, very controversial. He just lost to George Masvidal with that knockout, the fastest knockout in UFC history. Yeah, credit to George. He came up with a game plan, it worked, and knocked him out. And but when my argument about that is that that fight didn't really get to show George's skills or Ben Askren's skills. That to me, that fight, amazing as it was amazing. It didn't do any justice to either of the fighters. It was more like it was a Hail Mary. Like if that didn't work, we could have saw what would happen. Most likely Ben Askren would have went straight for the takedown. He'd be in the perfect position to take him down. And then we could have seen if George was good enough to get back up to his feet, or if he'd be able to survive Ben Askren's ground and pound, or if he knocked him out later on. It'd show more skill for either of the fighters. If Ben Askren makes a comeback, it'd be awesome to see them run that fight back. And the fight that happened today, that's the one I'm here to talk about. The Damian Maia fight, which Ben Askren lost. He lost at the last 2 minutes of the fight. Or actually, I don't know if it was a 5-round fight. If it was a 5-round fight, he didn't lose the last 2 minutes. He lost the third round, the last 2 minutes of the third round. And he was choked out. Now there's like UFC fighters on Twitter, everyone just bashing on Ben Askren, just saying like he's not worthy, he shouldn't have been here. He has 3 losses in the UFC, stuff like that. It's pretty messed up, but Ben Askren's taking it like a champ, dude. He's awesome. You always see his like online, or you can always see his interviews, backstage interviews and stuff. He's handling it well. The ice cream man's outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But I'm gonna pretend you don't, and you can hear me perfectly. All right, and I'm gonna keep going. Never mind. I think I'm gonna wait. It's pretty loud. Getting ice cream guy. I think the ice cream truck left. But okay. So Ben Askren, he chose Damian Maia for his third fight, which was like that was a very risky move. Ben Askren could have chose anyone else in the division and had a way better chance of winning and showing his skill set, doing what he always does. But he chose Damian Maia, who is like, to me, one of the worst fights for him. Because Damian Maia's specialty is submitting people on the ground. Ben Askren's game is on the ground. So it pretty much would come down to who was better. Could Ben Askren do his thing, which is wrestling and ground and pounding? It's not submitting, it's ground and pound. Or would Damian Maia wrestle him and get his back, or get whatever, he submit him? Whoever's game's slightly better is going to win. And or it'll come to a decision. And if it came to a decision, it would have most likely leaned towards Askren because he would have like the ground and pound points. It was also one of the riskiest choices for him to do because Damian Maia is known as the best grappler in the division. I think in maybe even all of UFC. He submitted probably more people than everyone else. That's his thing. He's a 3-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion. Ben Askren didn't pick a nobody or anything like that. I think his only losses lately were to, from what I heard, was Colby Covington and some other top guys. I think even George Masvidal lost to him. So yeah, so he lost 2 fights recently, and the third one was controversial. So everyone's saying he's horrible, which I don't believe. I don't believe at all. He lost to George Masvidal, who is right now in line to have the next title fight if he beats Nate, and then he just lost to the best grappler in the division, trying to do his game. So it's like, it sucks that it happened, but so this fight showed that he wasn't as good as Damian Maia on the ground, but Damian Maia is better than everyone else in that division. So he's the second best. So it doesn't mean Ben Askren sucks. It means he's the second best at grappling. So another debate I heard was, well, Colby Covington beat Damian Maia, so that means he'll beat Ben Askren. No, that's not the case, really. I didn't get to watch the Damian Maia and Colby Covington fight, but what I'm guessing is he just put a lot of pressure on. Maybe even Damian Maia probably had a hard time taking him down. They probably stayed away from the ground. But Ben Askren's thing is he can take you down and he can keep you on the ground. So his game would have been slightly different against Colby Covington. His stuff would be more effective against Colby Covington than it would against Damian Maia, because Damian Maia wanted him to be on the ground. Colby Covington does not want Ben Askren on the ground. So that's why I wouldn't have gone the same way against Colby Covington. It doesn't matter that Damian Maia lost to Colby Covington. None of that stuff matters. Every fighter has different styles and it works for different people. So in my conclusion, I still think Ben Askren's still really good, but he definitely does have to work on things. It looked like in that third round, like he was already gassing almost. He looked like he was already tired. I know this guy is known for having a dad bod, but dude, I think he should either go down to 55, lose that fang, maybe he go to 55. He looks like he could be in better shape. But it's also that debate too. DC, look at DC. Look at his body. He's one of the best in the world. So I don't know. I feel like he looks like he'd be in better shape. I'm pretty sure you guys feel that way too. And then I think his fighting style allowed him to win and become champion and stay undefeated in those other ones. Because, yeah, I do believe the UFC has better fighters. He should start taking his fighting a whole lot more serious. I know he just came out of retirement and everything. But he needs to learn how to stand up and strike a lot better, so he can hide his takedowns and they don't see him coming. Yeah, so he does need to work on his stand-up for sure. I feel like he needs to lose some weight. He can have better cardio. I believe he's going to go in the gym and just train a whole lot harder. He seems like that kind of person after you see his interviews after post-fights and stuff. So I still believe in Ben Askren. I'm hoping it still goes his way. I was talking to my brother today. He always calls me after the fights. He's like, did you see Ben Askren lost? And I was like, yeah, man, I saw it. He's like, dude, he lost 2 fights in a row. What's he going to do now? And I was like, well, dude, the only thing that makes sense is the rematch with Robbie. Because right now, even people still say he's 0-3, but it's controversial. So maybe him and Robbie's coming off a loss, so maybe him and Robbie should see who really won that fight. I'd love to see that. I know a lot of the fans love to see it too, so I don't think Ben Askren's done. I just think he still has a lot of stuff he can still do. All right, well, that was my little rant on Ben Askren, and hopefully they make that fight, Ben Askren versus Robbie. That'd be amazing to see. I plan on doing more UFC videos. This is my first one. I plan on doing more. Leave some comments of productive criticism. If there's anything I'm missing or something you don't agree with, comment below, and we could keep this debate going. I'm always in for more debates. This is the way I see things. And hey, I'm not set in a certain mindset. If you guys give me a good reason, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe Ben Askren really does suck. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy. And if you're new to our channel, click the like and the subscribe button down there and get notifications. All right, thanks.